Hey guys, in this video, I would like to teach you guys about one of the most important and fundamental concepts in object-oriented programming, and that is inheritance. First, I will provide a comprehensive explanation of the concept of inheritance, and then I will end it with a simple code example. So by the end of this video, you will be able to apply the concept of inheritance with ease. Now, if you're watching this video, I assume that you already know what a class and object is in object-oriented programming. So I'm just going to do a brief recap on these concepts. As its name suggests, object-oriented programming, or OOP, is a programming paradigm in which problem solving is done through objects. For example, if I'm creating a program that models a restaurant, I may need to create objects such as customer objects, menu objects, food objects, and drink objects. These objects will interact with one another to give me a complete program. Great, so we know that objects are the building blocks of OOP, but how do we create these objects? Well, this is where the class comes into play. A class is like a blueprint of an object. It provides the attributes and methods that an object will have upon creation. For instance, a customer object may have his or her name and the amount of money he or she has as attributes. And a customer object may also have a method called pay for meal. A method is basically an action or operation that an object, in this case a customer, can perform. So these methods and attributes are specified in the customer class. Okay, with that, we are ready to dive into the main topic of this video, which is inheritance. In object-oriented programming, a class can inherit from another class. The class that is used as the basis of inheritance is called the superclass, and the class that inherits from the superclass is called the subclass. But what exactly does a subclass inherit from its superclass? The answer is all the attributes and the methods of the superclass. Well, technically it may not be all the attributes and methods depending on the access modifier specified, but that's a concept for another video. For now, just assume that a subclass will inherit all the attributes and methods of its superclass. Here's a simple example. Let's say that we have a cat class and a dog class. Both of these classes have the same attributes, such as name and age. Both of them also have the same methods, for example, eat and sleep. Now, instead of defining the same attributes and methods twice, once for the cat class and another one for the dog class, we can go one level higher and define them only once. Notice that both a cat and a dog are considered pets, and all pets have names and ages. Also, all pets are able to eat and sleep. With this in mind, we can have a pet class and make the cat class and the dog class inherit from the pet class. In other words, we can say that the cat class and the dog class are subclasses of the pet class. So that's basically everything you need to know about inheritance, for now at least. There are other interesting things that we can further talk about, such as upcasting and downcasting or even polymorphism. But for now, let us consolidate what we have learned by implementing the cat and dog example in code. For simplicity, I'll be using an online Java IDE to code my example. So like what I talked about previously, we will have a cat class and a dog class. So let's create those. We will do the non-inheritance way first, and then we will modify it using inheritance. So both cat and dog will have a name and age. Also, both of them can sleep. So let's code that. Don't forget that we need a constructor for each of these classes as well. The use of a constructor is to initialize the object of a class. In this case, we will initialize the name and the age upon creation. Now that we are done implementing the class, let's try creating some objects. So as you can see here, I have created two cat objects and a dog object. I will put some print statements below so that you know that everything is working properly. Okay, so I have printed out the names and ages of the cats and dog and also execute the sleep methods. We can see that everything is working as expected. Again, I'm not taking access modifier into consideration in this video, so this code example is sufficient for demonstration purpose. I'll create a separate video explaining about access modifier in the future. Okay, so as you can see here, this is quite inefficient because what if I want to add an attribute to my pets? Let's say favorite food. Now I have to add twice again. A more elegant solution would be to extract these attributes out and move them to the pet class. So let's do that. Here, extends is the Java way to say inherits. Notice that I have also modified the cat and the dog constructors implementation to call super. Super refers to the constructor of the superclass. In this case, it is the pet class's constructor which initializes both the name and the age. Finally, I will compile and run the program to make sure everything is still working. Great. As expected, the program does not break. Let's move on. Now that I've extracted the same attributes and method out, I can proceed to add cat and dog specific attributes and methods into the respective classes. So, as you can see, I have added a new attribute for the dog class and a new method for the cat class. For the dog class's constructor, I have added the line that initializes the additional attribute I just added after the superclass constructor is called. Again, to prove that everything works, I will just add an additional print statement and a method call. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope that you have learned something useful today, and if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure that you click on the subscribe button. See you in the next video.